48-year-old man is behind bars for assaulting and killing his 68-year-old mother. At just before 9 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of May, police and medical personnel responded to a home in the 200 block of Sandcastle Boulevard in Salisbury, Maryland on report of an unconscious woman. Upon their arrival, they were met by the victim's husband. Once they entered the home, police and medics located an unresponsive woman in the bathtub. Officials pronounced her deceased at the scene. The deceased victim was identified as 68-year-old Beatrice K. Gentry. Maryland State Police forensic crime scene technicians were called in and processed the scene for evidence. During the investigation, authorities identified Jerome Gentry, the victim's son who lives at the same address, as a primary suspect in Beatrice's death. The following morning, homicide detectives located Jerome in Wicomico County, and he was arrested without incident. He's charged with first and second degree murder, first and second degree assault, and reckless endangerment. Autopsy results to determine the victim's cause and manner of death are still pending. Jerome remains held at the Wicomico County Detention Center as he awaits his bond hearing. The motive of the killing is unclear as the investigation into the matter continues. 35-year-old Randy Mollett is behind bars on suspicion of causing the death of a 3-year-old boy he was babysitting at his home. At 6:18 p.m. on the 13th of April, authorities responded to a home at 6244 London Groveport Road in Darbydale, Ohio after receiving a 911 call of an unresponsive child. Randy told dispatch that his nephew just had a seizure and is not breathing. Medics transported the child to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, where he was pronounced dead. A toxicology report revealed the child had a lethal amount of Benadryl in his system. Authorities said that Randy intentionally gave the child a fatal dose of Benadryl, and police recovered 2 bottles of Benadryl at Randy's home. Investigators said that Randy confessed to giving the drug to the child. The child's parents told police that Randy had been caring for the child at his home for about 3 days, and that they had not given Randy permission to give their son Benadryl. On Wednesday the 1st of May, detectives arrested Randy and booked him into the Franklin County Jail on charges of child endangerment, reckless homicide and murder. The following day, Randy appeared in court for his arraignment where his bond was set at $4 million on the condition that he stay away from minors. The grandmother of the deceased child said that the boy had a close relationship with Randy, whom her young grandson trusted and loved. She wanted answers to why Randy did this. "I just want to know why. All I've left is this to hold on to. This is my baby's ashes. This is all I've left of him and it's not fair. And I just want answers," the grandmother said. In 2009, Randy was convicted of felony child endangerment and was given an 8-year prison sentence. He admitted to beating a 23-month-old baby in that case, causing broken bones in both of the boy's hands after being upset at the mother for breaking up with him. A 25-year-old man is behind bars for fatally stabbing a mother of 4 while they were on a date and trying to steal her car. At just after 2:30 p.m. on Saturday the 27th of April, Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a stabbing call along West Pleasant Ridge Road in Hammond, Louisiana, and found 31-year-old Carol Allen unresponsive in the back seat of the car with multiple stab wounds. Paramedics transported her to a local hospital, where she later died. Tangipahoa Parish investigators identified 25-year-old Christopher Jerome Wilson as a suspect and said he was wanted for murder. At 6:07 p.m. on Wednesday the 1st of May, Natchitoches Parish Dispatch Center received a call from a bike rider with a flat tire needing assistance on Interstate 40 just north of Derry, Louisiana. A Natchitoches Parish lieutenant arrived and identified the cyclist as Christopher. The lieutenant put the bike on his patrol truck and asked Christopher if he could search him and his backpack for officer safety. Christopher told him he had a small amount of marijuana with him, which the lieutenant located. Christopher also had additional marijuana and a scale in his backpack. Christopher was arrested in Natchitoches Parish for possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and an outstanding warrant for domestic abuse battery out of Tangipahoa Parish. He was transferred to the Tangipahoa Parish Jail, where he's been held on charges of first-degree murder and armed robbery with a knife. Investigators said that Christopher and Carol had been communicating throughout the day of the murder, and the two had planned a date. They met up in Hammond for the date, and Christopher attacked Carol and tried to steal her car. During the struggle, Christopher stabbed Carol numerous times in the back seat with a kitchen knife and fled the scene on foot. Carol was the one who called 911 to report the stabbing, but she quit responding while on the phone with dispatchers who were trying to pin down her exact location. Christopher was previously arrested in 2016 for armed robbery and convicted 2 years later for attempted armed robbery, which was a reduced charge. He spent 5 years in the Louisiana Department of Corrections. The investigation into the matter continues. An 18-year-old male is behind bars for fatally shooting a 26-year-old woman. At around 3:45 p.m. on Monday the 6th of May, authorities responded to a home at 9060 West Albert Drive in Odessa, Texas on reports of shots fired. When officers arrived, they found a woman deceased near a driveway at the front of the residence with multiple gunshot wounds. The victim was later identified as Kayla Allen. Evidence from the scene led officers to believe that Kayla was shot with a high-power, possibly assault-style rifle. Witnesses told authorities that a suspect left the area in a silver Nissan. Later that day, a Nissan matching the description was located at the mile marker 80 on Interstate 20 in Ward County, and a traffic stop was performed. The driver, 18-year-old Logan Allen, was found to be in possession of an AR-style rifle that officers believed to be the murder weapon, and he was taken into custody. Logan confessed to the murder to investigators, and it was discovered that Logan and Kayla were cousins. Family members described Logan as suffering from mental issues. Logan's charged with first-degree murder, assault of a public servant, and criminal mischief. He was booked into the Ector County Jail on a $1 million bond. The motive for the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. A woman was killed and a man hospitalized following a family dispute that turned into a shooting. At 2:48 a.m. on Sunday the 5th of May, authorities responded to a report of a shooting at a residence in the Nance Forest complex located at 175 Nance Forest Drive in Newberry, South Carolina. When officers arrived, they entered the premises and found 24-year-old Diamond Kennedy deceased with a gunshot wound. A second person involved in the shooting was found at the scene, bleeding profusely from the face and mouth area. Medics transported him to Newberry County Memorial Hospital to be treated for his injuries. Further information on his condition was not available. Officials said that the incident stemmed from a family dispute, but did not provide any information about the dispute or how it escalated. Information on the shooter was not available, and no arrests have been reported by police. It's unclear if the shooting was considered to be self-defense. The investigation into the matter continues. Police are investigating a homicide in the fatal shooting of a 28-year-old man. At 8:53 p.m. on Sunday the 5th of May, authorities responded to an alley near the 1400 block of South Illinois Street in Indianapolis, Indiana, after receiving a report of a person lying on the ground there. When officers arrived, they located an unresponsive man with a gunshot wound, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim was identified as 28-year-old Cameron Bradley Harmon. No suspects have been named, and the motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues.